Hi Justine, so this is just a quick tutorial video on how to access your website and how to make some changes. So the first thing is I've sent you across an email with a link and a username and a password. So if you click on the link, pop in your username, which will need to be in capitals, pop in your password, and then below that click sign me in. That will basically bring you to this screen here. You can ignore all of this information, particularly anything on the right hand side about payments. I don't know why they come up, but just ignore that. On the left hand side, you click on where it says websites. That will basically bring up this screen here, which is a little thumbnail of your website. If you just click on that, and then scroll down under the preview of your website to where it says edit website and click on that. So basically what this will do is it will load the editor, the software that I use to build your website, which is something called Bramble. There's a couple of really key points to mention here, which I'm going to go over first of all. Things that basically people get wrong and the mistakes that people make, the most common ones. So the first one is I'm not going to go anywhere near this button, but you will notice at the top of the screen here there's a little trash can, and people accidentally click that trash can. What that does is it deletes the current page that you're on, but it also deletes it from the backup, so I have to manually go back and install the page. So the first tip is never go anywhere near the trash can button at the top of the page. There's no way to undo that. If you completely delete a page, you have to manually restore it from a backup and put all the keywords back on, and it can become quite a process. So the first tip is never go anywhere near the trash can at the top of the page. The second tip is people have accidentally renamed pages on their website. I'm not going to sort of go into that too much. Effectively, the top tip is never try and change the name of a page. So for example, your page names are here. You'll see there, you can't change the home page one. Other pages you could change, but the second tip is do not change your page names. The reason for that is it breaks the menu, it breaks all your sitemap, and also it would break all the search engine stuff I've done as well. So 2 tips, don't go near the trash can at the top, don't rename any pages. Other than that, you're free to go through and make alterations. So first thing to say is Bramble loads up with your homepage. There'll be some strange symbols and there'll be some things that are repeated, like the sliders, but don't worry about that at all, just ignore it. So there are different elements that are turned off for computer versions and tablet and phone versions of the site. So anything doesn't look right in the editor, just scroll past it, ignore it. It's absolutely fine. So for example, every section you come to, you can click, and then you can see this green box highlights, which means you're then, much like a Word document, you're then able to go through and make text changes. I wouldn't change things like the titles of what you do. For example, this bar here, that's been listed to Google as keywords. So if you start removing that, then when people are Googling search terms relating to what you do, all of a sudden they're not going to find those search terms and it's going to affect your rankings. But other than that, you can go through, you can make simple alterations to the website, make additions. If you've got things to add, you can add them in. You have an undo button if you didn't mean to make a change. And the other thing is, if you make a bit of a mess, so let's accidentally delete something, we've got into a bit of a muddle, we're not sure what we've done. As long as we don't click publish changes at the top, then we're fine, because what we can do is exit and leave. And basically, because we didn't publish those changes, everything is safe. So feel free to have a look around Bramble, and if you're not sure what you've done, don't publish the changes. And when you exit, you come back in, everything is exactly as it should be. If you ever come into Bramble and it says a message about there's an auto save, always click discard, because if you make lots of mistakes and then the software doesn't auto save, next time you go back in, if you load that auto save, you're loading all of those mistakes that you've made. So if you ever see a message pop up about an auto save, always click the discard button. Then you know you're working on the proper version of the site, which is the last time you properly published and saved it. So the next thing to quickly go over is how to get to other pages on your website. So where it says index, you'll see all the other pages listed on your website. For example, you might want to go in and change your fees. So that will load the fees page. You'd scroll past the images and you could go through and you could change the fees to whatever you thought was relevant. You could add more text in if you want to, as before. You can paste it in or you can directly type it all in. So you can basically make those kind of changes yourself. And again, if you made some changes and you were happy, you would click publish changes at the top and that would save the site. So once you publish, it takes about a minute or two for that to then actually be live on your website. So you go back to your website and refresh the page a couple of times and you'll notice your updates are then there. So don't panic if you change your price. you go back to your website and it's not instantly changed, just refresh the pages a couple of times and it will catch up, and then that price will change. So yeah, hopefully that helps to initially, one, get you access to the site so you can make some changes, and two, it tells you how to navigate each page, so you can alter different things. So for example, if you want to expand on some of your services or change some of the things, you'll see some things are done in columns like that. So there's 3 columns. So you're able to go through to those 3 columns, remove or add bits into there. You're able to go to these sections and add and remove bits in there as well. The other thing I'm going to briefly talk to you about is you'll notice I've changed your email address because you were saying that potentially you weren't getting your inquiries. So I've changed it now to Justine at justineclaretherapy.com, and I have sent you a test email to that address just to check that email address is actually working for you. If it isn't, please let me know, and I can help you out. I'm going to send you an email in a minute, but I've also changed the address where the contact forms go to that email address as well. And when I send you an email with this video on and your login details, I'll also explain to you how to access the contact form inquiries and how to reply to those properly, just to make sure you're aware of that. And my recommendation would be to also go onto your own website, fill out your contact form and do a test and make sure you are actually receiving that properly. So that way we'll know the email address works, and we'll also know the contact form works, because obviously the whole point of the website is to generate you some inquiries. So we do need to make sure that the email and the contact form are doing what they should. And if they're not, please do let me know. So yeah, hopefully this video has been quite helpful. You're now able to log into your website and make simple text changes. Fingers crossed we've now sorted out this email issue as well. If not, follow up and let me know, please. If there is anything else you want to do on your website, or things that you want to learn how to do, or anything that's unclear, please let me know, because obviously I can do further videos for you. That support is there for you. So all of my customers have half an hour a month of free support, and we can use it to do things like this. So if you can't make changes, I can make them for you. If you want to change images or add pages, all of that service is included in my fees. So there's no additional cost for you. You can have that half an hour of support every single month if you want to do that. So yeah, if there is anything you want to add, change, alter, you need further help videos, please let me know. And obviously I'm happy to support you with that. So yeah, hopefully this video helps, and thanks for watching.